And hello, and welcome to another episode of the PTS preview for Werewolves. Basically, as I read it, I was playing more Fallout in the last few weeks, but as I saw this, I was like, holy cow, this could actually make the Werewolf actually viable again. I thought they would basically leave it in a useless state, but well, if they let this go live, the Werewolf will be playable again. That's my opinion. So yeah, we'll go over the changes. According to them, the Werewolf experience has received minor updates to its toolkit. Minor is an understatement of the decade. Basically, they want to make it a bit more aggressive and fast-paced playstyle, which is basically how I play the Werewolf. Be aggressive as possible in the Werewolf form. So, and they also buffed the pack leader again, which is a thing amazing. So yeah, again, the Fall of the Pack passive works now with the direwolf summon from the pack leader. The call of the pack, for the people who don't have to have it in their head, reduces the cost of remaining in your werewolf transformation by 20% for each transformed werewolf in your group, up to 80%, which means that basically, as a pack leader, the cost of remaining in werewolf form is reduced by 40%, which basically means the werewolf duration is almost extended by which is extended by 40%. I think the standard duration is 30 seconds, so off by heart, it's going to be around 10 to 15 seconds extra werewolf time, which is actually amazing as a werewolf. Like, holy cow, I'll take that. Of course, you'll lose a bleed, but you'll get another one. I'll come to that later. So yeah, Hissine's Bounty. When you cast this, that's as a werewolf heal. When you use it as full health, you get stamina back, which is I don't know how much stamina they'll want to give you back, but we'll see. But that sounds pretty good. That'll make the werewolf sustain pretty easy. I mean, I'm a stam, so I can have a cost reduction glyph on my jewelry infused, but we'll see if I leave it infused. But that should be amazing. That should make her sustain a lot nicer, because if you're like at full magicka, which happens to me sometimes, it's because I like using Night Desert Rose. That means that I can actually help out my stam sustain while doing passive. It's like going to be like a bit like a dark deal for werewolves, which is amazing. I wish it would put it the other way around. It would be pretty amazing. Make the werewolf heal stam based, and then make it that when you use it at full health you get back magicka, and then make the fear magic based or something. That would be like the perfect case. But this is pretty amazing as well. The Hissine's Rage Morph. If you cast this ability at full health, you'll get the Major Berserk. It'll be tricky. I think you'll have to use the Claws of Life to get the buff. It'll be tricky because if dot build will be tricky to counter this. But if you use it at full health, you gain Major Berserk for 6 seconds. So what you'll probably end up doing is you'll end up using your heal until you get the Major Berserk, and then you fear them, and then you go into the heavy attack roar combo, which will basically hit very, very hard. Extremely hard. It'll actually be viable again, and you'll actually be able to take people down. So yeah, the Hissine's Fortitude morph, which is a healing morph, which I normally used. Well, we gain Major Brutality standard. We don't have to actually use Hissine's Rage every 20 seconds, which is thank you. Finally, we gain basically the basic damage buff which every stam class has access to. We finally get it as a werewolf without having to basically use an ability all the time, which costs a secondary resource. So yeah, that's actually amazing. The other morph gives you extra health and stam recovery by a small percent of the healing cost. Well, that's going to be like the tank morph, I guess. This is going to be the damage morph, which I'm definitely going to go for. The Piercing Howl deals 10% more damage to enemies who are facing you. The Howl of Agony morph is the one which does, I think, 10%. No, it does 30% more damage, 33% more damage to enemies that are feared. So down to that, if the enemy is facing you and is feared, you'll get a small damage buff by like 2% or so, but essentially the damage will be the same, which is okay. The Pounce, you'll get Carnage for 5 seconds after casting it. Also, that means it'll be like a dot. So you'll cast it like 5 seconds, and they'll bleed. And it'll be like a poison injection with an execute, so we'll finally be able to pressure low health targets, which was one thing which the werewolf just lacked. We didn't have an execute, we didn't have a possibility, so you got them low and they just healed right back up again because the werewolf lacked this pressure to actually finish the target off, because the werewolf damage was kind of pathetic in the last 2 patches. So yeah, Brutal Pounce, that's the AoE morph. Carnage overrides brutal to brutal carnage, and it'll be a conal attack, which I guess if you want to, this is for the burst type Alcast werewolf build, I guess. and each time the enemy is hit, and I guess it hits like every second, you get extra weapon damage. So this is definitely the burst morph for the werewolf. I'm the perma wolf morph, so I'll be using this one to stay in well form more. And again, we get stamina in addition to the time to extending your time in well form. So it'll probably, I doubt it'll be more than the amount of stamina, because the ability itself already costs almost 3.5k stamina. But if we get that back, that's already a very nice way of making my stay easy as a werewolf. And then again, here Roar. That's before only the ferocious roar used to give you the off balance for 7 seconds. Now, while slotted, this ability in its most passive degree grant major savagery. This is amazing. That's 8 to 9% extra crit ratio. Damage wise, this is freaking amazing. And off balance, of course, doubles the damage of our heavy attacks and doubles the resource return of it. So the Deafening Roar is again going to be probably more the tank werewolf morph, because it puts minor aim on the targets. I'll be using this more Ferocious Roar just because it'll make me landing my heavy attack into the Hollow Agony combo way more easier. But yeah, it sounds very, very amazing. And then this Pack Leader morph, this morph no longer causes your direwolves to apply minor aim to enemies when you deal damage. Instead, you will gain 10% damage mitigation, which will make it actually much better, because the direwolves tend to only go for one target. By getting the 10% damage mitigation, it actually makes you effectively much tankier. It's actually way better than what it is right now. And you'll get minor courage, and it'll give it to you and 11 other allies. Minor courage, I think it's a buff from Spell Park here. It's going to be like 130 extra weapon damage. It's nice. It's better. I'll take that. So the White Wolf again, Pack Leader will definitely be the PvP morph. If you want to go for ultra high damage and less tankiness, the real like glass cannon werewolf type morph, you'll go for the berserker, because it'll be hitting very hard, especially if you're squishy. But yeah, I'll probably go for the Pack Leader morph. The 10% damage mitigation sounds very, very nice, and of course the 40% extended werewolf period sounds extremely nice in PvP. But yeah, these changes are actually amazing, and I actually can't believe it. I hope this goes live, because that'll actually make the werewolf playable again. At the moment, the werewolf is so bad, even I'm not playing it in PvP. It's literally not playable, unless you're like in a big ass group, which kind of protects you. But otherwise, like soloing in PvP, it's actually not playable at this moment. You literally don't. You lack the pressure to kill pretty much anything which has a brain and actually knows how to heal itself. It has no snare move, it has no damage, it's a tankiness, it's the only thing which it has at the moment. So yeah, this is actually amazing. I can't wait for this to go live. I hope they don't basically nerf the shit out of it because people start crying again. I think people will take issues at this major berserk. They might change this to minor berserk, but I think this is exactly what the wolf needs, this ability to burst people down, which it just does not have at the moment. So yeah, hopefully this will make the wolf playable again. I can't wait to see this. It seems only fair. I mean, if you look at the new Vampire Lord form, it's like, holy cow, a Mag Decay Vampire Lord. Oh Jesus, it's gonna be actually AIDS to fight. But yeah, this change will actually make the Werewolf on par, so I can't wait to have the first 1v1 with this new Werewolf with actually with a Vampire Lord. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, if you have any thoughts to this patch, write them in the comments below, and peace out.